Hello and welcome to another episode of that Sesh podcast. And for the first time ever, we are all back together for this first time since March. We're filming now, which means we have got to be careful of the expletives. So we have to put a warning out. There may be some strong language and adult themes, but nothing like perhaps there used to be. As usual, joined next to me is Jack Finney and Jack Merkovich. Boys, let's just start off by saying this is great. We're all together in the same room.
This is mental. Like, we would never have thought this would have been the case. Even 2 months ago, because it's just been such a whirlwind of a year. But yeah, we've got a nice little setup with a couple of lights. It's pretty shitty. That was me swearing with a Y.
No. We said I think it's just the F word and the C word.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if we're going to put this on YouTube. And, anyone obviously goes on YouTube, we have to just be a little bit more careful. That's all.
We're not tailoring this for a young audience, but still. We're
piss, bastard, all fine still. Okay, well, shit,
So I think the first 2 episodes we actually did in person, but that was in our old house, and it was like a dungeon, basically. So now, if you're watching it, we've got a nice studio-looking sort of setup. We've got lights, we've got the cameras, and it all looks good.
Yeah, mate.
And it looks good, I think.
Well, we think it looks good. We'll soon find out whether other people think it looks good.
No, they will. We're basically professional podcasters now. We've got the whole setup.
And I think they added a little trinket of the 3 mugs together.
Well, they've got nothing in them, but I thought it'd be quite good production value. I think, Piers Morganasm, all the big BBC presenters have.
But they have things in them. They have actually got drink in them.
Yeah, but you can just pretend like.
He just winked at the camera for anyone who isn't watching on YouTube.
So we've actually got to make this accessible for people watching on YouTube and also listening on Spotify.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to sort of plan is we're going to do just a short one today, just to sort of introduce ourselves back into the swing of things. And then we're going to have things planned line coming up. For example, I think, Mirko, you want to do an eating challenge.
Well, yeah, basically, I don't know if you know, but I'm looking down the lens as if this is like my piece to camera for professional eating. But I honestly believe that I've been working over the summer on my eating, and I put on a few pounds, but I think I'm ready. Now, Jack, you know how good I was last year.
Okay, I wouldn't say good. He's got these high hopes that he can one day become a professional eater, but I mean, he's done multiple ones now. He did the one where he bought all the burgers at McDonald's, and we'll say he did 2 burgers. So I mean, the bar he sets himself in his head is a lot higher than his actual reality. But yeah, we are planning on.
I think that's just like Jack in real life, though. He sets his
sitting here.
He sets his expectations of what he thinks he can achieve, and then in reality, it's like,
yeah,
he's never going to quite fulfill his potential, is he, Finney?
No, he's not. No, but the thing is now, he's actually sitting next to us. He's not on the screen. He's not behind a screen. So all the things that we said on the previous episodes, he might have maybe punched you. Now with things now, he might one day. He sat right there, mate. He could go for you.
Mirko is usually the brunt of most of the jokes because. Yeah. Over the course of the last 10 weeks, we've been doing those Zoom calls with the audio, which sometimes has just been absolutely atrocious. Hopefully this sounds okay. We'll soon find out.
It will sound a lot better.
It can't sound any worse. But sometimes we're sat there and you just come out with some absolute shit.
No, it's questions that the world needs to know.
I just question your whole education and anything that you were taught, anything you read growing up. It's just.
Well, I was brought up in a Serbian village, learning.
And his dad was a teacher as well.
Well, I am Serbian, so there's nothing wrong with me saying that.
What do Serbians eat?
What do Serbians eat? Well, this is a funny conversation we had with one of the boys. If he wants to watch this, I'm sure he can go on the YouTube, whatever. But Lewis Harrington asked me what the Serbians eat. I was, a little bit intoxicated at the time, but I did kind of, list him a couple of dishes. Did I list him any dishes?
No, you didn't. You couldn't. You failed to answer one Serbian dish, which is a bit disappointing considering that is your heritage.
Yeah, well, Serbians, we did start the First World War. Other than that, I think we've kind of just been hated our entire lives. But this is why I bring a loving vibe to the group. and I'm like the missing piece of the jigsaw.
What jigsaw?
The jigsaw.
This
You
jigsaw.
can't get a 3-piece jigsaw though, can you? You can if it's triangular.
Incredible. Thank you so much for that.
Right, are we not going to talk about what stuff's going down? Again, this is going on YouTube. We've got to be careful about what we say.
Yes.
But I think we're just going to talk about how the government has managed coronavirus.
I think that's a good place to start. I mean, the issue I think most people have got is just the total lack of clarity, saying one thing, doing another, then backtracking. Obviously, people are now, they're a bit concerned about the fact that the North's going to go back into lockdown again. The whole restaurant shutting and bars shutting at 10 o'clock, that went down like an absolute sack of shit, because all everyone found is if you shut everything at 10 o'clock, then you get everybody who is in those places all coming out at 10 o'clock, and then you fail to have the social distancing at all. Do you see what I mean? So the way it was would have worked better, in my opinion. They're, at the moment, they're refusing to backtrack and change their mind, but I do think that's just totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, their argument is the 10 p.m. curfew. I was actually reading into this. Their argument is that people, of course, will all come out at 10 to 10 when they kick you out, but it's the more people drink, the more they'll break the rules. My argument is people are just drinking earlier now.
Exactly.
Doesn't, like, you go out on the piss at 6 o'clock, not at 8.
But the thing is, we found, because we all went into London last weekend, last Monday for the Liverpool-Arsenal match, and just going around London during the mid-afternoon, going around pubs and stuff, it was nowhere near what it should be, what it normally is. It felt like a Devon city, okay? It felt like either Exeter or Plymouth, and yes, it was those people about, but you weren't bustling, you weren't bumping into people, which I guess is a good thing, really. But obviously, so many more people are working from home.
Yeah, but don't you think the British public may be... Because there's two sides to this coronavirus stuff. We're not in a world war. Like, this isn't 1944. There will be... You'll still get Gary in Tesco saying, all right, love, give us a can of Stella. I'll say... Do you know what I mean? You'll still get that bloke who's got his top off, in the middle of the day, goes into Tesco and just like asks for forget social distancing. People are just like going in. Strip clubs are still open. Or strip clubs not open.
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. Yeah, you're the one asking.
I don't know if strip clubs are open, but I'm sure like you could pop down to Wiggle.
I think you need to share the mic a little bit more with Finney. You've got it very close to yourself.
No, I was just about to pass over. We've got to get this kind of going.
We've got to get this
just
going.
Get 3 mics.
Yeah, but we haven't got 3 ports in the camera.
Oh right, yeah, we're not.
Which is a slight issue.
See, this is where we're not professional enough. That's the thing.
Do you
But
not agree,
I think
though, about
3
the Gary
mics.
thing?
Oh yeah, Gary, he's going down pub every day. Starting at probably like 2 o'clock when he would have started at 3. Yeah, but 10
Do
o'clock.
you two know any Garys?
You probably do if you worked in a warehouse for multiple months, didn't you? Surely there's got to be some people there that are doing that sort of thing. They're coming home from work. They're sort of maybe. I don't want to say beating their wife, but they're having multiple drinks and then coming home when it is 10 o'clock.
Do any of the people you work with beat their other halves up?
No, not that I'm aware of. But when you've been driving a forklift round for some bloke, and you're putting just pallets on it all day for 12, 13, 14 hours, you would come back and want a bit of action.
Bit of action.
A bit of action.
I would say because since you have been working all over this lockdown period, you've been working most days. You come home, you've been having a drink, haven't you? You've sort of become a bit of an alcoholic recently. Because when we came up to his house, it was about 11 o'clock, 11:30, wasn't it?
Yeah, about that.
Boys, do you want a drink now? Do you want a drink? He goes out to his thing and picks up a pint. Like,
yeah, but you've got to. I think alcoholism. Not that I've been to any AA meetings, but I would honestly say that it just puts your mind at ease. I think if you need a beer before a job interview, go ahead. Like,
yeah, I know. I've met alcoholics. I know alcoholics.
No, so do I.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not.
You see what it does to them. So, Mirko, you're going down that. You're doing an absolutely fantastic job if you want to go down that route. With your mindset thinking, oh yeah, it just relaxes you. You got a real.
No, but I'm not hardcore spirits. I'm not sitting there with a bottle of Smirnoff at 7:30 thinking, oh, it's going to get me through the day, or doing like a suicide. You know, when you like sniff salt and lick lemon.
Yeah.
Sorry, the way I said lick lemon there was really quite.
But I feel for those people actually that when they go into supermarkets, 'cause obviously there's training now and there's like scripts for places like Waitrose, and they actually have it programmed for some of them now to sort of go when you go up there, having a good day. How are you? You know, you all right there? At a supermarket, you really just want to get the items across. You want to say thank you, card or cash, and just bugger off, right? But when someone turns up at 9 o'clock in the morning, they've got 2 bottles of grouse. They're ordering 20 Lambert and Butler, right? Okay, it's 9 o'clock, and they look dishevelled. They've got a scruffy beard. Their hair's not done.
Wait, are you speaking from experience?
Okay. I'm
speaking from experience?
I'm just painting a picture for you. I'm just
Right,
painting a picture. And they go up at 9 o'clock and they sort of go up there and they give a little grunt, and the woman goes, "Hello, how are you today? Are you having a nice day?" And it's like the bloke's going to turn around and says, "Well, what do you think?" It's just, it's just like alcoholics, they don't like that.
Yeah, but smoking's great. So go and smoke. Because
Oh yeah.
talk about Matt.
Oh yeah. So well, no.